Hey everyone, I think today we're just going to play with some meshes and try to just make some rocks that are kind of twisted and keep it relatively simple. So let's jump into Grasshopper and let's type in mesh sphere, just like that. Let's give it some UVs. So I'm just typing in 15 for that. And for the radius, maybe we'll do 20, period. Just like so. Get those nice and lined up. And from here, we're just going to twist it a bit. And to do that, we need to create a line, like usual. Just copy and paste that down. We'll give it a negative at the bottom there. And let's type in 5 for this. Just like that. And we have 2 points now. Connect those 2 points by making a line. That'll be our axis in which we're twisting. And we'll change this to degrees. I'll just type in 200. Right. That should start to twist the mesh there. And we can kind of regulate how much twisting is happening by making the line longer. I'm just going to increase this up. Okay, that's a good start. And from here, let's deconstruct the mesh. Can't find it. Over here. Deconstruct mesh. Okay, so that'll give us our faces. And we might want to increase the UVs just to get it a little bit more dense in there. And from here, we're going to type in normals or mesh, or yeah, face normals here. That'll give us a centroid and then the normal coming out. What I want to do is I want to pull out every other one of those points, and then we're going to reconstruct the overall mesh. So to do that, let's type in dispatch. Basically what dispatch does is just separates these points into 2 different lists equally. So, and if we want to move them, let's type in move, obviously, and I'm going to move them, let's say from the center of the sphere. So we can just type in volume, so we'll get the volume of the general sphere. Okay, oop, there to there. We'll type in vector 2 point. So we'll go from that center to our center faces there. That should work. And we're going to move list B, and we need to type in amplitude. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It'll kind of boost my numbers up a little teeny bit and help me out just a hair more. So we're on the road to almost 2,000 followers, so let's get it there. Okay, and then from here, let's just do some random numbers. We can just type in random. And all we need to do is just make a domain. So let's type in construct domain there. And I'm going to type in 15 period for the first one. So maybe the lowest level it'll go is 4 for now. The highest level, we'll do 15. All right. And then what we need now is a list length, just to give the random just an overall number within the list. That'll go into here. The domain goes into here. And we plug it right into our amp. You'll start to see it's kind of coming out there, which is good. And it looks like we're working with both lists. So from the vector 2 point, I made a mistake. We need to plug the B into the B here. Then it'll come from the direct center of that volume. All right, and then from the domain, we need to have 2 different numbers. So some come out more, some come out less. Okay. And now to recreate the overall mesh, what we can do is type in construct mesh, and what it's asking for is the overall faces. So we'll go back to that deconstruct mesh, and then now we need to kind of merge, or weave rather, these 2 lists together to get the vertices. So we'll just type in weave. Basically, this is going to say, okay, that one was, say, 0 list 0, this is list 1, and basically it's going to go 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, just kind of like binary code. And then we'll just plug that into the construct mesh. Now if we were to bake this out, we're going to have a pretty complex looking mesh, pretty crazy. Okay, and then I'm going to go over to my Weaver Bird tab, and I'm going to use Catmull Clark. That should kind of tone it down just a hair. I'm going to type in 2 for the levels for there, and I'm just going to hide everything else so we can start to see what we're working with. And instead of baking out every time, let's just type in custom preview and save us a little bit of time. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. Some nice twisting happening in the center there. We can mess with that as, you know, any which way we want. One thing just to make it look a little crazier, I wonder if we change the line direction. So let's just randomly say we'll spin it in that direction too. And maybe this one there, or something like that. And then we can play with how much it's getting twisted. Okay, I don't know if I'm going for that. Maybe it's just here that doesn't look right to me. We could twist it even more. Maybe it's here. So it's all about kind of playing around with what you guys want. So that's looking pretty cool, actually. Nice kind of spine through there. I kind of like that. That looks even better. Awesome. Now let's play with how far they go out. Excellent. Yeah, so that's looking pretty sharp already. Let's play with the number of subdivisions. Maybe we get some more textures happening. Might look worse, actually. Let's bring it down. I'm kind of liking that. What if we unplug here? I kind of liked it before. Okay, now if we play around with rotations again, what it gives us. I kind of like it the way it is. We could do negative there. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm getting kind of picky here. All right, let's just leave it at that for now. So I think that's pretty much done. So we'll just bake that out. I kind of want to make it like a 3-tier rock structure. So what I'm going to do is I want to bring that up just a bit, give it some height, and I'm just going to rotate it because this is going to be our front view just like that. And just to show off all sides, I'm just going to mirror it on itself. Make it kind of like a tripod almost. So it's like these rocks kind of came together. This one might need to be rotated out just a hair more. Oop, maybe a little bit too much there. I might mess that up. Let's go in plan view real quick. I want to fill the frame for the rendering. Basically what I'm trying to do there. Let's just bring it out so they're almost just barely touching. Right. Looking pretty sharp. Oh, I think I went in the wrong direction. Yes, I did. All right. How can we fix this real quick? Okay. Put that here. Maybe the other way would actually look better. I did look better. Just push it out to here, push it out to here. That looks pretty cool, actually. We'll go with it. All right. So from here, I'm just going to join these for now. Okay, and then this is a little trick I used to do in college just to add kind of extra depth to renderings. Just bring them up and copy them, scale it just a hair, and then change the layer, and you'll start to get kind of multi-material effects starting to happen. So let's just say this one's wood for now, whatever it might be. So you start to get these really cool striations with the folds starting to happen. I'm just going to say this one is rock. I don't know if that's totally making sense, but you'll see once we get to the rendering process there. And then, so the main thing is you got to bring it up, scale it, and you could rotate it just a hair. There we go. And then if you move it, let's move it forward so we get more and more for the view. There we go. Start to get really cool moments like that. What I'm going to do is actually scale this out a bit and rotate it a little less. Okay. There we go. So that's going to look really sweet. And then from here, let's add some grass into here. Okay. Scale that down. And I'm going to bring this layer up, and it'll basically look like grass is growing out of the rock. See it's starting to, like, let's say this is a soil layer, and then everything's starting to come up. Actually, I might scale this out, and then we'll go in the Z direction to bring it up. So we'll get some kind of furry rocks starting to happen. All right, and that's looking sweet. So from here, I'm thinking, the landscape will be, let's do kind of a desolate kind of desert scene. All right, let's explode out that box. Bring our plane up so it's got somewhere to sit. Awesome. Make it quite a bit bigger, rebuild it. All right. And let's see. I'm gonna make this bigger. I'm gonna copy and paste it down. Okay, and then I'm gonna bring this in a little bit further. And then I'm gonna just split the outside surface with the inside. It'll still be the same landscape, but I just wanna maybe add a couple little water features in here that maybe we'll have some like waterfalls coming out of. Okay, I'm going to turn my points on, go to our select tab, use the brush, and I'm just going to lock down our meshes quick so we don't interfere with them. Turn our points on again, brush, bring that up. So just make these little puddles through here. Awesome. And we'll just bring them lower than what the rocks are. So I think our view is going to be right about in there. All right, so we'll type in smooth. Smooth that out. Looking pretty good. Okay, then the outside, let's just add little teeny, really small hills. So with the brush tool, if you hold shift, similar to Photoshop, and move your mouse, it'll increase or decrease the size of the selection. Okay, we're just going to do some background hills there. Bring that up. All right, smooth it out. And change that to a different material there. All right, unlock these guys. And we'll add another just layer in here for the water. Bring it lower as usual. Awesome, awesome. And then from here, we'll change that to water. And then from here, what I want to do is copy and paste our sand layer again. I'm going to lock it down, select the sand layer. What I want to do is just add just a couple little hills in here. basically that'll kind of indicate some new growth. So on the ground there, we'll just change that to a grass layer when we're ready. Okay, deselect all that. We're just going to bring that slightly higher. We'll smooth that out. Change it to, I'm going to try to keep the two grass layers separate, so I'm going to change this just to mulch, I guess. Okay, we'll unlock everything. I say it's mulch, but we'll turn it to green so we can see. Okay, then that grass layer, we're just going to scale in one direction, just like that. And then I'm going to split it with our water. We'll leave it. Looks good. All right, and we should be all set for Lumion. All right, so the model imported really nicely. The meshes are relatively simple, so let's start adding materials. Let's start off maybe with the grass first. Let's do 3D grass. That's a little bit too much, so I just want it to kind of be bleeding out just a hair out of that sand there. Just like about like that. Let's bring down the height just a bit there. Awesome. Let's work on the sand. Soil, let's do this one. Bump up the scale there a little bit. Let's bring some more displacement. Okay, maybe on that grass we could go a little bit taller. So it looks like it's a little bit more natural bleeding into the landscape. Looks good. All right, the water, let's make it a little bit murky looking. Murky lake, I like that. All right, and then on to our models. I don't know which one I thought was grass layer, so we'll just start off with that one, be the top. Okay, that's looking pretty cool already. Let's get our rock in there. Does that look good? Looks pretty good. Bring the weathering up. The relief will bring to the utmost, and let's scale it up just a little bit. Starting to look like rocks, that's for sure. And then the center portion, which would you do? I don't know if it could be gold. Gold might look cool. Bring some weathering into it. What if it goes from rock to just all metal? Let's try that. That looks pretty cool. In preview, at least. That could be cool. Let's just try it when we get to the rendering. All right, so let's start doing some trees here. Let's get some dead ones out in the background. Bring the density right around here. All right, let's start sprawling them out. Get a few in here. All right, maybe change it out just a bit. Not all the same. Ooh, some down ones here. Maybe bring them into the scene there. Let's get some dead shrubs. We could probably bring up the density for this one. What if they're almost touching where the grass has come out? We get some of these dead shrubs on our model. Hopefully not. We did a little bit. I'm going to take these out. I think we're good there. Switch out the shrubs again. Make sure they're a little bit different. We'll make it kind of a dense kind of scene here. All right. And maybe some more dead logs here. That's a lot, but it's fine. See what it looks like. If it doesn't look good, we can always go back. And I think our view's right here. So let's get just a single, kind of a single dead log right by our scene there. What about a few rocks? All right. Let's do some plants. I have to do this manually. Yeah, I might just do it manually. We can have them bleeding outward too. Yeah, let's set up our scene first and make sure it looks correct around kind of the water's edge there. I'm doing it manually just so it doesn't like leak into the water like if we were doing it with a brush. It might be a little bit trickier. Shoot, I'll take these out. There we go. Now we'll do it with the brush here around the outside that we probably won't even see, but that's fine. Right. And I might just kind of randomly place them through here. I want some of them to kind of bleed into the dead patches. And all right, looking pretty cool. Maybe a different plant. Get some different colors happening. What's this look like? Try to get some kind of contrast in the colors just a bit. There we go. Just the contrast I'm looking for. Green with brighter green. Ah, we do have a plant here. Okay. All right. Looking good so far. What's our view going to look like? About in there? I think so. What else can we add? Bring some realism to this. Maybe this one. Tree stump. Sure. Scale it up. Bring it right in here. Maybe there's a few of them. And let's add some birds. And what if we just did like a cow in this one? Just a single one. Rotate him around. See his face. Is he floating? He is floating, folks. We don't need a floating cow. Bring him lower. There we go. To me, that's going to look pretty sweet. Let's try rendering it out. All right. store that camera. Let's do realistic. I'm going to turn off real skies for now. Let's do our sun. Bring that low. Bring it around to here, maybe. Maybe not. That might work. Then I don't know if I like the background. Like, we kind of see a straight horizon line. So I'm going to add in some fog. Not that far. All right, that kind of breaks it up a little bit. Let's add in some clouds here. Sky and clouds. Master cloud amount. Let's bring that all the way up. It's kind of mysterious looking scene there. And let's fix the camera. And I'm going to bring out the focal length quite a bit. Get the most out of our scene. Something about like that. We lift up a little teeny bit there. Actually, I'm glad we did the metal on top. That looks pretty sharp. I like it. If we bring this out even further. Put so much detail into this scene. Seems like we're missing a lot of it. We'll tone down the fog here in just a sec. I like it. So I'm gonna store the camera. Let's go back. Fog, we're gonna tone that back just a hair. And then the sun, I think we need to either bring it lower. Or is it looking good? That's looking pretty decent to me. What happens if we I think that's the shot. We get a lot of the green happening. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna make sure that cow's head's up. So let's go to, where is it? Animation, time warp, offset. Let's get it set up. There we go. Birds are looking good. I think I like it. Yeah. I want to have something more in the foreground here. Maybe a tree or a dead tree or something. Not that one. I like the other one, but we used it too much. It's fine. Nobody will notice. Okay. I feel like we got a lot of birds floating on the ground there. So we're just gonna take all them out. All right, and then as for materials, let's go back to the, let's say the gold texture here. I wonder if we could add some leaves kind of flowing up the side of it. Kind of covers up the rock. That could look sweet. Yeah, let's go with that. So our rendered view. Yeah, looks good. All right, let's make the sky a little bit moodier, and I think we're all set for Photoshop. So let's bring in some more low clouds. Looking great. Okay. And so here, the sun. I'll bring it just a hair lower. Like I've said in the past, I always try to render it out a little bit darker than what it should be. But I think this is looking great. So let's render her out. I'm writing a crappy version, not of this one, but a different one. That's looking great. I think it needs to be a little bit brighter, actually. So try it one more time. Just a hair brighter. How dark is that? I think that's it. It's looking pretty cool. That gold. Use the stainless steel. I wonder if we make that shinier. Turn down the weathering. So the weathering on the stainless steel is down to nothing. Gold, let's make that a little bit. What else do they have here? Bronze looks bad. Oops, I want to keep the leaves. There we go. Let's just make it shiny on the top there. Much better. That's it. All right, and we'll head on over to Photoshop. All right, so we are ready to go. I'm just going to do an image tone, see if it changes anything that I like. I don't know about that one. Let's do color. That looks fine. I don't know what I did really. So it looks pretty good. All right, and then let's just start to brighten up some areas. So if you hold shift and click and right click and hold and drag, it'll change your brush size in Photoshop. I'm just going to highlight some areas. It's almost like nature meets man, morphing or something. Brighten up some of these forested areas here. Make sure the cows can be seen. It's looking cool. The water's maybe a little too murky, but it's too late to go back. All right, brighten up that log just a bit here. All right, overall sky, we'll make that a little bit darker at the top. These birds here, since they got cut off, I'm just gonna erase them out. Okay. better. All right, and then we'll do our vignetting. Okay, bring that up higher. All right, I think this is all set and ready to go. So thanks for watching. Definitely please subscribe, share your results, and I will be talking with you soon. Have a good weekend.